Welcome to the Info by Matt Cole podcast. I am Matt Cole, and I have a strong passion to provide knowledge share dealing with organization, education, critical thinking, and productivity. Working 25 plus years in the information technology field, my background is healthcare, educator through homeschooling, and have been elected to serve a 5-year term as a public school board member. I ask that you subscribe and follow my podcast from the platform you're listening from. You can always reach out to me, as my desire for this podcast is to provide. In a scenario, we have 2 employees working in the same environment having identical skills. Each is adept with their unique task performing well. After work, employee 1 chooses to challenge himself mentally with new ideas and experiences, while employee 2 each evening chooses to only watch TV, giving little room for mental growth. Suddenly, there is a drastic change in their work environment, and the old techniques, processes require being changed to adequately adapt to these needs. On the surface, employee 1 appears to adapt and are able to pick up the new processes with little struggle and having a small learning curve. In contrast, we see employee 2 struggling to adapt to the new environment. It is soon acknowledged by other employees, employee 1 is the better worker and thriving. This is communicated with the managers and he is promoted. How is it employee 1 can compensate and adjust easier than the other? The answer lies in neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or experience after following an injury. An easier way to define neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself or relearn. This ability to relearn is the human body's method to overcome inherent memories we have trained or made ourselves to believe. Working the same process every day, we metaphorically dig deep trenches in our minds, which we find difficult to get out of. However, if you have plasticity or malleability, you can find your way out of these deep mental trenches and relearn much easier. Biologically is the ability for an organism to change in its environment between differing habitats for survival. Neurologically, it is the neurons or nerve cells' ability to compensate and adjust as a response to new situations and changes in the environment. Years ago, when I was providing classes to homeschoolers, I would convey to them the best skill you can acquire is the ability to relearn. I understood this necessity due to the ever-changing and advancing technology environment. At the time, I had not heard the proper term being neuroplasticity. Historically, the father of neuroscience, Santiago Ramon y Cajal, is acknowledged to provide us understanding that our neurons constantly forming new connections. Santiago, a Spanish neuroscientist, pathologist, histologist, and visual artist, brought us the beautiful brain, providing us the visual concept of our neurons forming these connections. 50 years later, Polish neuroscientist Jerzy Konarski became the first to use the term neuroplasticity. Jerzy, in his 1948 book titled Conditioned Reflexes in Neuron Organization, described learning at a cellular level, calling it a synaptic plasticity, or the change in a connection between neurons. 1960s to the current, through additional research, we now understand the ability with our neuronal connections, ability to repurpose, organize after traumatic events. While this newfound understanding led the way to help patients retain the ability to relearn critical functions such as speech and motor movements, the same techniques can be used to help us keep our neuroplasticity malleable. So how does one attain healthy or better neuroplasticity? It involves both mental challenges as well as healthier diets. Mentally, select an activity that is new, challenging, and important to you. Commit yourself to engaging in this exercise as frequently as you can Personally, my wife and I have been using an app to learn a new language. It gives us a challenge while also being outside our normal work environment. Outside learning a new language, other mental exercises can include memory games, learning to juggle or a new instrument, or challenging brain activities such as crosswords and Sudoku. The purpose is to challenge one's current mental state, moving outside comfort while making you mentally work. Eating a healthy diet while regularly exercising has always been the mantra. This and engaging or connecting with others help neuroplasticity. Diet and exercise are a given to assist your body maintain ability for better health, but engaging and connecting with others provides additional benefits such as increasing quality of life, strengthening your immunity system, increasing self-esteem while lowering anxiety and depression. Today, I challenge you to take these extra steps to better neuroplasticity. It will not only provide a healthier lifestyle, but increase your ability to adapt to these ever-changing environments. I truly do hope you enjoyed this episode regarding neuroplasticity. In my next episode, I want to take a concept from Carl Newport's excellent book, Deep Work, discussing attention residue, what it is, and the difficulty for us when we switch tasks.